Right guys, welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a slightly different style. I'm heading out with Stan and we're going to do a sort of race simulation around Surrey. I'm going to have the GoPro on the front of the bike, as you can see, for a large portion of time. The mounts come back after many requests, so I'm not really going to be speaking to the camera. I'm just going to be doing some power overlays, etc. Could work out, could be pretty cool. It might not be, we'll have to see. But yeah, catch you out on the road. Right, very close to the meet point now, about 650 meters away. There's the last shot before the GoPro's going on the bars, and yeah, power overlay will be there. I'll try and get on for the key bits to the climbs and stuff. I currently don't have a game plan, so we'll see if I just sit on Stan's wheel and then go for it up Sawyers right at the end, or try and go early. We'll have to see. Stan's late again. Anyway, yeah, GoPro's gonna go on the bars now. Right, so welcome to the start of the race. Today I'm joined in the commentary by pro cyclist Finn Graham. Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself a bit?
Yeah, I'm a rider on the British power cycling team, and yeah, full-time rider based in Manchester.
Nice. So yeah, this race is between me and my London Dynamo teammate Stan Kent. This is starting in Esher and finished pretty much in Richmond Park, top of Sawyers Hill. I'm sure many of you will know it. So we got gradient in the top left, that can be a little bit dodgy. Then we got the speed, miles an hour towards the bottom, cadence, and then crucially, the power. At the time of filming this a few weeks ago, I was about 67 kilos. So watts per kilo will be on the screen now. Now turning right onto Staple Lane. We did sort of do turns and just try and get through the first little bit for a while. You've been to Surrey before to ride, Finn?
No, never been down that way. My old coach, who's again in Manchester, he's from around that area, so he keeps getting me, trying to get me to go down all the time, and it's somewhere that I'd like to ride, but yeah, never actually gotten around to coming down.
Oh, you should. We'll have to do a quick link meetup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with
know. I've
Tom,
ridden
Matt,
Surrey on
Greg.
Zwift.
Oh yeah.
It's awful. There's too many hills around.
I've done Box Hill and Zwift, and honestly, there's not that much resemblance, to be honest. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, the road surface is a little bit wet. Wasn't really a factor later on though, so quite thankful about that. At this time, with the GoPro on the stem, my headset was not particularly tight, so the braking was quite poor. But thankfully, that is all fixed now, so I'm able to brake as hard as I like without going to another crash, without going to another parked car. Yeah, so you can see we're doing some turns here, sort of sweet spot-ish area. I reckon my FTP at the time was sort of 310-ish. At this point, we did get a little bit lost. So as you can see, coming up to the junction here, we did a little extra loop, which is a couple more K. But in a few seconds' time, we shall be onto the first climb. So now onto Croc North, which is a pretty tough climb. Goes up to 12% in bits, even more, maybe even 15, 20% at the steepest. It's a really tough one. As you can see, I'm doing almost 400 watts just to move forward.
Yeah.
You got any steep climbs up in Manchester or up in Glasgow?
Yeah, there's a few around Manchester. Again, it's like having been abroad, the climbs in the UK are just so much worse, and because there's no long ones where you can just kind of settle into a rhythm. They're all short and pretty steep, so you've got to like ride over power all the time, so you never actually get to like settle in. But yeah, no, there's a couple around near me. There's one like cobbled climb that's a couple of minutes that's pretty steep, and again they're just awful because you can't look at power at all because it's so kind of up and down.
Yeah. But I guess in the Alps and Italy, France, Spain, you got nice long climbs.
Yeah,
and even in that GCN video, there was a sort of 60-70k long climb or something.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, where was that like out in Taiwan or like some?
Yeah, I think it was Colombia. I think there was also the Taiwan KM Challenge. So yeah, as you can see, pushing really hard here now, up to almost 500 watts for a second there. Stan doing his infamous style of rocking in the saddle. And you can see the bridge coming up, which means you've got about a quarter to go. Flattens off a little bit before, but then yeah, wait to see what happens. I'll just skip forward a little bit now. So I can see the bridge now. I can look over at Stan, and I give it a bit of a kick, slightly above the threshold now, pushing through the steep section under the bridge. Have you done 1v1s before, or team races simulations?
Have I done 1v1s? No, I don't really kind of like to get drawn into them because I like most of the time I like just going up climbs at my own pace. But I've been in Mallorca when there's been riders that have kind of had a 1v1 wager up Sacalobra and stuff. And yeah, like again, I don't really like to go up climbs hard unless I need to, because I don't know, I would say I'm quite lazy at points. But yeah, no, it's definitely something that I would kind of look into. I've got a wager in the future with one of my mates in Manchester doing a 10, so that'll be like the first kind of 1v1 that I'll be kind of properly taking part in.
Yeah, so pushing over the top here a bit, just settling between 300 350 watts. I'm trying to commit to this one a bit. Cadence is up at 100, so I'm pushing relatively hard. Not 100% sure if the gradient's right. Hopefully the gradient's actually working, and you can't really see it at the moment, but I'm constantly looking back to see where Stan is, and the gap was probably 10-15 meters, so doesn't sound like a lot, but can be a lot when you're fighting to hold a wheel. 10 meters is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. Again, it's like that's where it's a kind of you're so close, but it's so easy to then just kind of get too confident and ease off, and then it just breaks massively.
Yeah, you saw me struggling to shift up into the big ring there, because I did obviously have to go into the small ring for something like Croc North. Bike's been serviced now, so I can actually do that with less than 5 fingers.
You need to get DI2.
yeah, gonna have to have a few more YouTube ads for that, I reckon. Although I know Shimano, if Shimano's watching, please donate me some group sets. That'd be nice.
DI2 broke today I was in the 5311 for about 20 minutes.
Oh my, that is not very comfortable. Yeah, so around 5-10 minutes later, gone through some rolling sections. At this point, you can see the route on my Garmin. It's can't quite see it, but it's telling me to make a U-turn, and I was like, "Yo, what is going on here?" So I eased up slightly. Oh, my power just isn't there. Okay, I have no evidence that I eased up. Brilliant. So slowing down a little bit. Regrouped with Stan roundabout this time. This is the turn where you can go left to Ranmore, which it was telling me to do. You can see, there I am with Stan. Coming down a nice descent here. Stan has gapped me a little bit on my dodgy descending skills and dodgy brakes. So, yeah. I thought it was quite funny also at this point. This turn, we both go completely straight on. Completely forgot about that corner. That's actually a pretty rapid descent. I think it's the Ranmore descent. I did it with Jack a few weeks ago, and we properly pushed, and I hit 69 kilometers an hour. Nice.
Is that what's your fastest speed you've gone?
Yeah, that one, 69.13.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've just hit 100k an hour.
100, man. Damn. What's the most you've done on the track?
70 odd.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Was that in like a one-lap sprint thing?
It was like right on the back of a motorbike.
Ah, the Derny.
Yeah, except it's like an act. Nah, not. It's a full-on legit roadworthy motorbike. They bring that like for like efforts and stuff. They bring a motorbike onto the track.
Yeah, so coming to Box Hill now. Gone past the big roundabout, big sort of A road, big A road, which Sonny always likes. Stands out the saddle. I'm filling with my Garmin. My live segment's probably coming up, but I hate looking at my live segments. So So took the right turn onto Box Hill now, into the 300 watt-ish area. We definitely both know that one of us is probably going to go for an attack. I think we were both feeling pretty decent at this point. Not too sure about Stan because, well, I'm not Stan. Doing about 16, 17 kilometers an hour at this point, 6%. I think this breed is trustworthy. You can see on my Garmin there, 21k. Yeah, 21k an hour. So the speed should be correct. Yeah. So coming into the turn now, this is usually where you'd have a bit of a headwind due to the way the wind usually is. You can see that guy's high-vis thing is flapping right ahead of us. Not very aero. At this point, you can see in the map in the top right, we've still got another hairpin to go, and then one more turn to come around the top of Box Hill. There goes another car. Lovely pass there, not too close. Have you ever had any close incidents with the cars?
Yes, and I'm quite an aggressive rider, so I react badly to them. There's been a couple of times that's happened, or like drivers have like honked, but then there's been red lights up ahead, and I've gone up and asked them kind of what they're doing,
Yeah,
and had some friendly chats with them.
yeah. There's
yeah, no, it's not nice. It's not nice when it's like that.
Yeah, there was this really funny cycling sort of comic book, and it was sort of comparing all the cyclists and like the attitudes towards racing and like riding and stuff. And there was the Dutch bike coming in last. It was like, well, they stop at the lights anyway, so it made me laugh. Yeah. So Stan's doing a pull here, coming up to the hairpin. Here, you always want to prepare the exit. I know it's not Formula One, but I like going nicely over to the left-hand side and then go sort of in the middle of the road because you don't want to go too wide, but you don't want to get too much of a steep and tight line. Stan looks like he's really grinding at this point, sort of 70, 80 RPM. Still in the big ring, looks like, just about. Yeah, so up to 650 watts now. That's quite a push for me. 4%, so really ramping up the pace now.
Big numbers.
Yeah. 24 kilometers an hour, I believe that is. Stan's out the saddle now, trying to follow that, and he just eases off there just before the bump for some reason. I remember being visible confusion at that time. I was like, oh, he's going, and then nothing happened. So yeah, coming on to the famous squiggles of Box Hill. I'm sure they have a more professional name than that.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen them on Zwift.
Yeah, that is the one accurate thing on Zwift about this.
Yeah. Like road graffiti.
Yeah, road graffiti.
You need to go like paint your name on the road.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
During the Tour de France.
So you see, we're doing sort of zone 2-ish at the moment. We both know that we're thinking about something, but we don't want to be too obvious in the way we do it. Okay, now coming here, this is quite an important part. Shifting into an easy gear, ready to get the revs up. Stan puts his head down, as you see, goes for a bottle. Perfect opportunity to attack up to 880 watts, up to 18, 19 miles an hour. Going kind of fast at this point. Maybe not the most sportsmanlike attack to go.
No, take any opportunity you can get.
Yeah. I remember at the time I was thinking about an attack anyway, and I'm not going to say like, oh, I planned it exactly as he had the bottle. That's a complete coincidence. It's not. I attacked when he went for the drink. So you can see on the map we're coming up to the right-hander, signalling the sort of the last little stretch of box. It's quite a nice point when you go around this little hairpin just to look back, and you can see quite far where people are. This is a nice long sweeping one. We can keep the pace up. Set a PR last weekend. 6 minutes 12. So pretty happy with that.
What's a KOM up there?
The KOM is 420, 424, I think. It'll be up on screen now, so they'll know all about it. As you can see, the map comes back on my Garmin, which is very annoying. I hate it when it does that. But you see, back up to 400 watts now. Pushing on. Doesn't look like we're going that fast because of the speed, and also it's not in kilometers an hour, so you're not getting that extra third free speed. I assume you're a kilometers an hour sort of guy.
Yeah, definitely. Because even when you look at it on like Strava and Training Peaks afterwards, it's so kind of like kilometers an hour seems so much more rewarding than miles.
Yeah.
If you've done 100k, it looks so kind of bad when you look at it in miles.
Yeah, 62 miles isn't the most catchy number.
No.
Got the famous viewpoint here. You can see almost every other time I think we stopped on the left-hand side, but now is the time to motor on. I think among certain weaknesses, one of my stronger points is pushing over the climbs. I think tactically it's quite important to do that because that is where a lot of the time is gained, rather than on the actual climb.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's an obvious opportunity to gain time on a climb, but pushing over the top, getting speed for a descent is it's important. Yeah, so coming towards Epsom now, between
Yeah,
Box and
100%.
Epsom. Thanks to Ivan for finding the road for that. I had literally no idea where it was. Coming to the town centre of Epsom here, yeah, you had to be kind of lucky with the lights at this point. Yeah, both of us had to stop quite a few times, I believe. Left-hander here, this sort of the signalling point of going from Box to Epsom and then Epsom back to Kingston and Richmond Park. This bit you don't want to push, as you can see, up to 600, almost 650 watts there. Yeah, it's again another section where it's easy to lose or gain time. Yeah, so coming towards Kingston now, I didn't really know where Stan was. I tried to look back at points, and there's the sort of what we call the roundabout section where there are loads of roundabouts, and it's just super fast, usually a tailwind section. So at this point, as you can see, having to pause and play my Garmin there, speed was quite low. I got a little bit lost, really. So my route was glitching about, and I can show you on the map of the overall ride. It'll be up on screen right now. I went basically up into Kingston a little bit, and then I had to drop back down, which is what I'm doing now to get back to Richmond Park. As you can see, the camera falls down momentarily there. But right-hander, you would think you're further away, but this is Richmond Park. This is the finale. This is the Roubaix Velodrome of the race. Yeah, so usually there's quite a bit of traffic in, trying to go around the outside there, but not leave the room. All the time, you have to leave our space. Yeah, pushing up dark, trying to get in the slipstream of the Honda, the lovely Honda engine. Hopefully Lewis will be seeing the back of some Honda for that. Descending Broomfield, I am actually abysmal at Broomfield. I can't do it for some reason. Maybe because there was a police car and the speed limit's 20 miles an hour. We do go past 6-7 miles an hour more. But hey, miles an hour, that's less, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right, this point, this is the final. As you can see, the eagle-eyed amongst you, you can see Stan's ahead of me. Now, how is Stan ahead of me?
Happened.
You may wonder. So inside of Richmond Park, there's the ballet loop and then there's the full loop. I did the full loop while Stan went through the ballet loop. But I was quite tired at this point. I had about 9,500k in the legs at this point of the overall ride. So I was like, oh, maybe he just ghosted through me or went around me. So I need to stay focused because the finale is Sawyers Hill, which is just in the distance there. Getting a little bit of Dunny trading, as we mentioned earlier, from this guy. The jacket and then the small wheels really do remind you of it. If you know Sawyers, you know it sort of gets flat and then it's a big ramp up at the end. Finn, would you say you prefer the punchier climbs or the longer ones where you can sit in a rhythm?
I think punchier because again, like I'm not like the best at high power for a long timing because I'm quite light. The punchy ones are all right. Like I should be quite good at the long climbs, but I don't know, my power's just not quite there. So yeah, the punchier ones kind of suit me a bit better.
Well, yeah, there we go. Up to 820 watts momentarily there. 20 miles an hour. I think it was a bit of a headwind, but you can see it doesn't look big at all. That little ramp in the distance, but whilst you're there, especially if you're going slowly, it feels like an absolute age. But there, yeah, just had to give that final attack to seal the deal. Up to 500 watts for a second there as the Derny comes back past me somehow. Yeah, so that's the final of the race. Thanks so much for coming on, Finn. It's been a pleasure having you for the commentary.
Oh, you should have done a celebration.
Yeah, probably would have fallen off knowing me after burning probably 2,000 calories during the race.
A Vanderpool type celebration.
Yeah, got off the bike and hold it for all the mammals to see. Yeah, so Finn's also got a YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Link it will be in the description. Doing some vlogs, race day vlogs.
Yeah, and again, because hopefully racing starting again soon. Hopefully there'll be some in the next month or two. So
yeah, so that should be the end of the video. Please do hit a like if you enjoyed, give it a share, and Yeah. And hit the bell if you'd like to see another video very shortly. With that all being said, I shall catch you in the next video.